Hi everyone. So welcome to Cantrans. So today we're going to look at how we can use our Azure DevOps completely and what is meant by Azure DevOps and how we can consume in our daily usage of DevOps platform. So for the first time, if you guys are watching our channel, please support us. Don't forget to subscribe us, like our videos, comment us, and let us know any other topics you want to cover it out in our channel in our next videos. So do not waste our time. Let's go back to our real agenda. So let me show you guys some things. So let me brief out Azure DevOps overview, just like a basic Azure DevOps overview. For what purpose we use Azure DevOps? So mostly it will be Azure DevOps. We call it generally a CI/CD platform provided by our Microsoft the Great. So for CI/CD platform, so which I call a CI/CD means what is meant by CI, what is meant by CD. Everybody will have a doubt. So let's cover it out that one first. As I said, one is CI, we call it as, and another one is CD. So what you mean by CI means first one CI, which briefs continuous integration generally, and what is mean by C, which briefs continuous deployment. So the name itself, it's explaining us like continuous integration, continuous deployment, generally integration. So by using our Azure DevOps, we can integrate to any of the application tools or application platforms, make our continuous integration. And the continuous deployment is like we can deploy to n number of environments, application environments or deployment environments using Azure DevOps. So combinedly CI and CD, continuous integration and deployment, we call it a CI/CD platform. So this can be defined as an Azure DevOps by our Microsoft. So which is a trending platform by every IT company, every software industry which is interested to move into DevOps or AI platform. Mostly they will be using Azure DevOps as a common platform. I agree. So what are the different types of things or resources or features it have? That's what the overview I want to cover. Let's show you how the Azure DevOps looks like and how it works, how it will be in real. So let me show you the platform right away. So here it is. To get into Azure DevOps, we have URL like dev.azure.com. So this will be your default URL. If you have already an organization, you will have a sufficient URL /organization. So I'm generally typing dev.azure.com, but it will point to my organization because it's related to that. So now here we can see lot of things you can see startedly. So now let me show you what are the features. So first, Azure DevOps consists of projects, obviously. So what is project and what it contains? For example, if I go to a test project, you can see here a lot of features it have, what it means, and each feature, let's go through it. If you open any project, you can see here about this project, what it means, like what is this project belongs to or what it does. So it will be a sandbox means test environment generally, and it has some things here like project status, like what are the boards, what are the work items, commits, blah blah blah, and members. So members is what who are having the access to this particular project, and it's just like a weekly data, monthly data, and day by data also you can filter it out. So here you can see private. We have types of projects just like a public, private, internal. So you can, if you create a public project, it can't be allowed in an organization. Of course, you need to create public project in an open like possible. So mostly by default, every ADO project will be an private. So ADO, sorry, why I called ADO? So Azure DevOps, we short form we call it as an ADO. So I just pronouncing like an ADO. You can take it as ADO is Azure DevOps Azure DevOps. So ADO project, it's a private project, you can see. So here a lot of things here we can see like overview, summary, dashboard, wiki. First, let's go through this four basic overview. Obviously, the welcome screen. The summary obviously is the same. Under overview, we have three categories like summary, dashboards, wiki. Summary is whatever the project summary. Obviously, dashboards, it's an optional feature which team can use to decorate or to visualize their work or teamwork or everything. You can use the dashboards here. A lot of features you can see here, like if you click on edit, you can see a lot of features here. So whatever you want to know, you can search here, like any graphical something. Sorry, white one background. So let me go again. Let's press edit. So here you can see search widgets. So here I just searched like graph something. So it doesn't have a graph. So what it have? Let's see. So bill history example, burn down, bump up, chart for test plan, just like. So if I create like chart for work items, just click on add. Here you can see the widget. If you click on settings, you just need to configure the things. So just something like any shared queries we have, I think so. Let's use this one for now. Goodbye. Let's make it state. If I save it, you can see the wonder here. Number of boards per state. So you can see here new 30. So it's showing us based on the work items. So 30 work items under this board you have. So it is just getting a chart for me immediately, which is a visualizing the thing. Just like your work can be visualized using your dashboards internally. If you want to portray to teams, clients, or everyone, you can use this feature. For temporarily, I'm just deleting this one as it is not that much useful. So wiki, one more thing. Wiki is where you can maintain your internal documents or project level documents or the client level documents, whatever you can maintain for the team purpose to check or to guide or to monitor or anything. For that purpose, you can use your wiki page. Just like a Wikipedia, you have a project. Every project will have a wiki separately. So this is overview. And next, if you go to boards, of course, boards is a trending one. Now everybody is moving from Jira to ADO. That is what the real platform is, boards. So why the teams are coming from Jira to Azure boards is what it depends on the features. It's really because of the features it's giving by Microsoft than the Atlassian. So that's the reason. I'm not telling the Atlassian is not good. Just I'm explaining the modern architecture is in Microsoft. So that's why the teams are moving to boards Azure. So here you can see plenty of options like boards contains work items, backlogs, sprints, queries, delivery plans, blah blah blah. So boards contains, of course, the boards whichever you create based on your project. Just like so many boards are created here, so based on that. Backlogs is whatever the work items which are in backlog, just like not pulled or not in work or whatever, that comes under the backlog. Sprints is what if you have a sprint in your project, you can maintain your sprints here. Sprint as a yearly sprint, just like quarterly sprint or just like queries is what the beautiful feature which given by Azure DevOps is what you can write your custom queries here. Whatever the data you want to retrieve. Let me show you an example query. If you come here, I just pull like let's see what it is, what it gives me. Nothing is there, so just let me check something. If I have tags contain anything, yes, of course, awesome. Let me give this a run. If you see, I given a sample query, just dummy on tags contains to that particular quarter 3 planned. So I have like around 5 tickets, it's filtered. So this is what the beauty of queries. You can filter it easily whenever you want some data or report to generate something. So based on this, you can make it as an email. The query can be emailed, or you can copy your query, or you can make it to export to CSV file and just share with the team. What are the data you want to get it. And one more thing is you can save your query just like a future purpose. If you want to use same every year or every month for particular data, so you can save your query with a custom name. So let me leave that one. So these four are optional features which we don't want to walk through because it's not that much useful for anyone in any projects. So repos, of course, it's an outdated feature. I can say repos is what, because everybody is moving to GitHub, other source repositories, just like Aspen is old, just like Azure repos is getting old nowadays. So GitHub is what the trending source repository now. So I don't want to cover this one because it's a basic repository stuff which everyone knows. I believe I'll cover it in some other video with help GitHub rather than giving an old overview. I'll go with the GitHub, a new present working overview. So the main pipelines, of course, which I said CI/CD, continuous integration deployment. So here I'll show you how the integration deployment. So deployment, if you see, take any of the particular pipeline. So example, so here if you see, it's doing something just like here jobs. So every build will have jobs. Obviously, every deployment will have a job. So here the pipelines is what build scenario, and releases is what deployment scenario. If you, this is what the releases. Here you can make your deployments or release. Of course, both are same, deployment or release. Pipelines where you can make the build. Environments is what the build which happens in background, where the build will happen. That will be under environments, of course, just like a dev environment or prod environment, whatever, based on your custom syntaxes or the project architecture it created. Like, and libraries where you can save your predefined variables or defined variables or runtime variables, whatever. You can create some things here in the variable library. And of course, these two options are not that much useful and outdated. We don't want to cover it out in this. What are the important things I want to cover it out, which are regularly used by DevOps guy. So coming to test plans, of course, it's a major scenario. Test plans also is an important option given by Azure DevOps, where you can run your test cases as a plan or a suite. Here, test plans involves two things, just like a test suite and test cases. Every test cases will be run under the test suite. If I go to any sample plan, these are the test plans, of course, SCM sample, just like under that, if you see a test suite, which is what this, and under the suite, we have some test cases already. So if you want to run any test case, you just need to select that one. You just need to execute, of course. Just click on execute, just click on or select that one, just run for web application. I don't want to run now. It's not that much regular test cases, I can say. So if you click on run web plan, of course, it will run your test cases here. It's very straightforward process, so I don't want to go in detail test plans. And here we don't need any option, just test plans is enough for us. And artifacts, this one is for third party artifacts. So if you want to get a feed from outside, just like outside the organization, if you want to get it with permitted, so that way you can use your artifacts feature, which was given by our Azure DevOps. So overall, here we have all the features. So we have some security, we have some settings and blah blah blah. So for each settings, if you go two types of settings, org level settings and project level settings. First, let me go with project level settings. If you go to project settings here, so you can see a lot of things. Overview, the same things overview. Teams, here teams will be like if you want to create some custom teams or internal teams, that way you can organize your access, that way you can organize your security, blah blah things. So you can create your custom teams here by clicking on new team, blah blah blah. And if I go with permissions, this is what the mandatory things here or security reasons you can manage here. So if you go to permissions, here by default couple of groups will be created whenever you create a project in ADO, but you can create your new groups like custom groups to make your project security based on your guidelines. So you just need to create your group on your own and make the particular people as a members with some roles. How the roles can be set is, for example, if I take some group, if I click on Azure DevOps, so you can see for every group we have some custom permissions. What are the permissions here? Delete team project. So if you give this one, obviously it's a danger option. If someone get this option, of course they can delete the project. You can ask me why they will delete the option. That's their problem, but you should not give this option allowed. If you allow this one, the person who is part of this group can delete the project, obviously. Edit, manage. Other than the delete, of course, you can give every option is allowed, no issue. And in the boards, this is for Azure boards permissions. So what are the roles you want to set? You can set here freely. Analytics, this is what to get the analytics data of Azure DevOps project, which is optional. Test plans also, here your user some access to what level of access you want to provide him. You can control here. So coming to what else? So agent pools, which I said in the previously, every build or whatever it will run on a server, obviously that will be under agent pools. Here agent pools is what agent pools, every agent pools will have one n number of agents can be created under that. So if I go with something example in this, if you go to agents, we have one, because this agent means is a server indirectly. So you have one server here. So whatever you builds run with this pool, that will becomes running under this agent only. So then after that, if I go with something else, nothing much options I can see here which can be known to anyone or useful. So let's go to organization settings. As I said before, project level settings and organization. So here we have org settings also. So here if you go to organization settings, what you need to know. So here users is what who are part of this organization here, and billing is what your subscription details and what the bill it is happening now. And what you need to do here, here is process. Process is what every project will have a process, so that really belongs to only boards. This process will be based on the process only our boards will work, like how the design of the board will be, how the work item should be, everything will be managed here in the process. And you can see agent pools here also, you can see, and project level also you can see agent pools, the same option. And that's it, I think, in the org level settings also. Not much things. This process I'll cover it up in a next video in brief, because it's a time consuming topic and it will be just diverting our real motto. So let me go back. So here I said a lot of things here in Azure. And what else you need to know here is, yeah, if you want to create any access tokens or personal access tokens, that you can see here. User settings, here you can see our personal access tokens. So just clicking on here, it will give you option to create a new token here. You can create your new token and get the permissions defined based on that token you are creating. And if you want to create a new project, of course, new project, if you click on, so here you can see public and private, as I said. So mostly we recommend to create private projects, not public. That's user optional, of course. And I hope everybody liked the video and the overview. And not but not last, so I'll be covering in our next videos with in brief of our Azure DevOps pipelines, or how to write pipelines, or AML structure, AML syntaxes, and how the GitHub can be integrated with ADO, which is Azure DevOps, and how we can make our source builds or deployments from Azure DevOps. Let's see these more things in our next coming videos. So please keep in touch with us to get more information of Azure DevOps or GitHub or any DevOps tools. So thank you so much for watching our videos, and keep continuing your support with your each and every valuable subscription and your likes. Thank you so much. Have a great day.